Patrubhyascha Kripasindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dear devotees and friends, all are devotees. So we simply say, dear devotees, we are happily here with you all, and including the West London Temple. We've come to the West London Temple and Lavanyamoy Devidasi. Here is your brahmachari.
Yes, Maharaj, we're looking forward to his arrival tomorrow.
All right. Arriving tomorrow afternoon in London, and he will meet you all then.
Yep.
Are we able to see everybody?
Yeah, just about. Well,
Oh,
there's always more, but you know. Gadada Pandit's here, and actually Chaitanya Priya and Saraswati.
okay, and Saraswati in the background. Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. Okay, dear devotees, this is London Zoom, and next London, as you just heard, Jai Gauranga Prabhu will be there in London live. So we'll be expecting to see him on the big screen. And let's hear the news report from his first week in London, where everyone speaks English. So you can understand what everybody says. So you have to all only speak Hare Katha, and you have to make sure he only speaks Hare Katha. This is a checks and balances in the London temple. Confirm your speaking language. Portuguese, niet. English, confirm. New signs come up on our Zoom screens. Yes, we are trying to speak the Queen's English, but the Queen's English is rapidly disappearing as far as I understand when I go to England. But somebody must keep speaking the Queen's English. And we try to speak Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev's message. And sometimes we may think that is rapidly disappearing too. But we do want to keep their message intact and clear around the world. And what better place to keep that message intact and keep our focus on the words and teachings and so much that has been given by our masters, by Guru Maharaj and by Gurudev, always referring back to their teachings, their mood, their activities, how they dealt with the devotees, how they behaved. And it was in their DNA. It wasn't that they were training themselves to act in a very human way, a very caring way for others. And they are the ones who have given us the gold standard for the millenniums to come of what is practical devotional service in this age, from, I was going to say, 0 to infinity. But really in the Western world, by Vedic standard, it's minus infinity to 0 to plus infinity. So this way, we've got our master's gold standard right with us at the moment, with so much resource to keep us on track. Only thing we have to do is to keep the mind on track. And we are given that guidance from the very beginning, the ABC of our devotional life. And today is the remembrance of Mahaprabhu's Sannyas Leela. And why did he take sannyas? Okay, we'll discuss that in a moment. But the one aspect and the main aspect of his taking sannyas was for the benefit of us all, those in the minus infinity. Well, maybe not everyone's in minus infinity, but in the minus bracket, for the fallen souls in the minus group below the healthy line. Okay, so sorry, I was reading a caption that came on the screen. So Mahaprabhu took sannyas for the benefit of the fallen souls, And we are in that department. And we have Mahaprabhu's message very clearly presented to us by our masters and our grandfather masters, means Srila Bhakti, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, etc., coming out through our Rupa Nuga Sampradaya. So let's see if Devashish Prabhu is here.
Yes, I'm here, Maharaj.
Oh,
I hear your sound. We have lots of devotees here. I'm very happy to be in the association of so many devotees and from all over. Krishna Mohini Didi just joined. She's in Spain. Last week, Lavanya was with her in Spain, but now she's back home. And Maria and Ashapurna, Ananta Sheshpu, and Nanda Sarupini also in London, looking for our London group. And Ireland is almost London. Audarya Leela, David Assi in Ireland, and many, well, Scarlett Blom is nearby. She's in Sweden, which is almost London too, and Tongarasa Didi in Norway, and Anjali in Germany, probably Jadu Gopal Prabhu in Ireland. Okay, anyway, lots of devotees looking for Devashish, and I still can't see you. Subhasini is here also, Ireland. Where's Devashish? Oh, Devashish Prabhu, how could I miss your form? I mean that in a good way. Your glowing form, and no other description meant there. How could I miss your glowing form, Devashish Prabhu? Good to have you here. And it's a London Zoom, so let me pass over to you to get us started. Subhasini just joined. And Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. Actually, all of you, we don't have time to say everyone's name. I was searching for London or nearby, and now I found East London, Devashish Prabhu. Prabhu, dandavat to you and dandavat to all the devotees. Perhaps to begin us with our theme of the day.
Yes, and my obeisance to everybody that's joined us, and also to all those that may listen to this offline later on. And I wasn't sure if I would make this the subject, but today, because it is, in one sense, a very deep subject matter, and not for casual discussion. And of course, we're not to say in any way that we are trying to make anything casual, but anyway, things kept coming in front of me that seemed to me to indicate that we should talk about this tonight. So especially on this day, and we know, for Srila Guru Maharaj, it was a very important, significant, and can say transcendentally emotional time for him. And in during his time in Navadvip that we were with him, and before, he would observe 3 days of more or less fasting during this time. The devotees in the temple would just take some dal with vegetables and a very plain, hardly any spice or anything, very watery vegetable dal, and Guru Maharaj himself generally didn't come out during those 3 days, and was reflecting very deeply upon it. And we see that he was, we can say, as much as we can say, seemed to be very much in the mood of separation as the devotees of Navadvip were at that time. So, and he's spoken about it in many places. We find it in Golden Volcano, that dealt with quite extensively in there. And Guru Maharaj himself, he would ask the question: Is it necessary? Is it desirable? Is it redundant? And all of these things that we should try to understand what the significance of this part of his Leela is. And as Maharaj said, more or less, he took sannyas for the benefit of the fallen souls. So, and he himself was thinking, oh, the people are thinking that I am one of them, and but I've come to give them the highest medicine. But if the patients abuse the doctor, that will not be good. So by taking sannyas, then they'll have to show honor and respect to me that have come to give this highest thing to them, and this way they can be saved. So, you know, from that point of view, the universal point of view, he's come to make a great sacrifice, and it is very heart-rending descriptions of this, how he left his 14-year-old wife and his elderly mother, and all of the, you know, the response of the Vaishnavas upon his leaving, how they spontaneously gathered the night before without even really knowing why. And it's a very deep thing. But anyway, I just wanted to, I found a short part of a talk by Srila Guru Maharaj, and where he's talking about this, and it touched me, and I wanted to share this with everyone. You may have seen it. It's been posted quite a bit these last couple of days. But anyhow, with your permission, I'll read this. This is Srila Sridhar Maharaj speaking about this. Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna himself. When we hear the jingling of anklets, we feel that Krishna himself is going away, and Navadvip is being swallowed by a deep darkness. My friend, what are you doing? Let us go and try to bring him back. The jewel of Navadvip is going away. This is the feeling on this day. In the early morning at 3 o'clock, Gauranga swam across the river and ran towards Katwa. Hare Krishna. Not caring for the cold during the winter season at all, he went. There was so much heat within his body and mind. He was heated on one side by viraha, feeling separation from Krishna, and on the other side by the duty of preaching to the world about Krishna. The call of that duty actuated him to get out of Navadvip and go to stand before the public and distribute love for Lord Krishna throughout the length and breadth of the world. These calls, his duty to the public and his affection for Krishna, heated him, and he ran, not caring about anything. In separation from Krishna, vipralamba, viraha, all else was tasteless. There was only the call of Krishna. Hare Krishna. So much heat is created for the cause of a nation. So many atomic bombs, so many soldiers are ready to be deployed in the interest of a nation. How little is mortal prosperity? What does it mean? It is trifling, nothing. An eternal wealth, eternal good for eternity. What sort of energy should you collect for that? In that there is so much good for all, such a high degree of welfare to be distributed to all. People can get back their own home. The misguided people can be taken towards their sweet, sweet home. That sort of call came into his mind. All these vagabonds should be taken to their home and guardian. This sort of duty arose in his mind. They should all be taken to their home. They are wandering like so many beasts in the jungle without knowing what is good and what is bad. They are always competing to bite one another. They say they are civilized. Jungle animals bite one another and try to live at the cost of their fellow members in the jungle. Humans are more efficiently following the same program. As a nation, they want to live at the cost of another nation. What is this? A civilized jungle. What is civilization? Civilization is losing its meaning. Civil means gentle. Is this gentleness? They are proudly doing in a body what is shameful to do individually. If jungle habits can be performed in the form of a nation, then they're justified. If they are done in the name of nation, then everything is purified. This is an entry in a fool's dictionary. Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari. Half truth is more dangerous than falsehood. Half help Misguided help is more dangerous than no help. It directs one's attention towards the wrong thing. Veda Shraya Nashtika Bad Bodhaka Adhika from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila. Preaching atheism in the name of religion is more dangerous than ordinary straight atheism. In the name of civilization, we are doing what is shameful for animals in the jungle. To say that modern civilization is helping people is a half-truth. Food, clothing, and so-called education is, excuse me, is being given to the public. Is it a very good thing? No. Nothing less than taking people home to God is sufficient. That is what is truly necessary. There is an expression, home comfort. Home means a very sweet place where the mother and father know the real necessity of the child. A child may not know its own needs, but at its home, its real interest is known. There, the father, mother, and so many affectionate relatives know better than the boy what his best interest is. Home means an atmosphere that guides and helps us, even without our awareness. Back to home, back to God. Mahaprabhu took up the duty of collecting all of us, all the wanderers in the streets, and bringing us home. Someone asked the question, Maharaj, sometimes in preaching, we find it very difficult because people don't want to go back home. How does a devotee keep trying? Srila Guru Maharaj. By hook or by crook, by any means, it depends upon the capacity of the guide. By any means, people must be taken home. A father knows what home comfort is for his child, though his child may not. A child may be crazy. He may run this way and that way. He may not run towards home. That is the rub. That is what makes the case complex. Otherwise, it would be very simple. So anyhow, one must manage. That is the responsibility of the guide. And according to the guide's capacity, the real effect takes place. A guide may have some special capacity, and also inspiration is sent by the Lord. These two combine to create the special character of an acharya. Rank is but the guinea stamp. Man is the gold for that. There's a quote from the poem, Is There Any Honest Poverty? By Robbie Burns, the Scottish poet Robert Burns. Many men may be administrators, magistrates, or judges. Rank is one thing, and the man is another. A man's inner capacity, and also the delegation of the Lord, the desired effect, happens when these combine. The personal characteristics of a preacher and the Lord's delegated power combine. The amount of power dedicated to a preacher, combined with the characteristics, with his characteristics, produces the desired result. Gaur Haribol, Gaur Haribol. So that's a short passage expressing something about the feeling of Nimai Pandit when he went to take sannyas, Mahaprabhu's feeling, which Guru Maharaj describes very beautifully there. So that's what I wanted to contribute to the discussion this evening. And perhaps Maharaj, you've also prepared something or have something in mind. So back to you, Maharaj, from me.
I've been there with you all the time. We're sitting side by side. Oh, we're sitting in front of each other. Okay. We're
Yes.
sitting in front of each other. And we're also sitting in front of so many good souls. And I can just say, like a personal point of view or something from our experience about this day in Navadip also, as Devashis Prabhu said, Srila Guru Maharaj will be very withdrawn yesterday, today, and for the next few days, really, not even just, we can say 2 days or 3 days. We would follow in the mat 3 days of very simple food, that dalma, which is basically watery dal with some vegetables and, you could say, watery rice, because the kind of rice that they have on normal days in Bengal, okay, festival days, they have a different kind of rice, but the normal rice is quite watery. So it will be very simple living for these few days. Guru Maharaj would be very withdrawn, and Gurudev also would be like very serious during these times. You know, everyone knows Gurudev's very jolly sense of humor, but these days he would also be kind of very gentle and considering things. And by the way, if you do see on scsmat.com, we try to post things which have been posted before, but they're about these particular days on the front page. And the first, I don't know if it's the first or the second of the audio from 2008, the recording from 2008, we listened to in the temple room here this morning. As you know, in the morning sometimes we listen to Guru Maharaj and to Gurudev, etc. So we were hearing that, and it struck me. Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj was speaking, and really, he's in his like little bit somber presentation. He was in the somber presentation, and we know Guru Maharaj was not only somber at this time, but he basically didn't so much want to mix with the visiting devotees, and he'll be withdrawn. And then again, after Mahaprabhu's, who has become Mahaprabhu, Nimai Pandit became Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when he came to Advaita Acharya's house, and then a little bit presently, the mood lightened up. But you can hear Gurudev in his kind of somber mood when in 2008 talking about this day. And also on the website, there is a great treasure. And that great treasure is the first of the entries on today's listing. And it's Srila Guru Maharaj writing a poem, I don't know, poem doesn't sound like he does it justice, but some stanzas in glorification of the sannyas of Nimai Pandit. And this sums up quite, I mean, in a very short way, Guru Maharaj so expert at summing things up, as we have in Sojana Buddharadita Pada Yugam. Wonderful description of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's life, purpose, mood, everything. And Prema Dharmadeva Stotram, wonderful description of the essential points and capturing what is given in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita in Prema Dharmadeva Stotram, and so many compositions. And this composition he made, and it's maybe 26 short verses, and our translators do have this with them, so that will help them to translate. But I'll read these. They're short verses. It's not a long thing. But this is Srila Guru Maharaj. And so to try to understand Mahaprabhu's Sannyas Leela, then I think all of us, I hope all of us have read and reread the book, The Golden Volcano of Divine Love. And I mean, very famously in there's a chapter, very intense chapter called A Tragedy of Separation. And that's a description of Mahaprabhu going to take sannyas. So many of us may be quite aware of that, that'd be familiar to us from reading and rereading. But here in verse form, in Bengali verse form, which is also very sweet, we have this kirtan or stanzas about Sri Nimai's sannyas, and it can be sung to also a sad tune, Jaya Nilo Prema Dana, this tune that we sing for the disappearance days of the Vaishnavas. Anyhow, I'll spare you the singing, but I'll give you the translation. So Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Ki Jai, who has composed this. Vishvambhar, the son of Jagannath Mishra, who resides in Navadip, Sachi's Nimai. Oh, he has taken sannyas. Okay, so this is the refrain. The second line of every one of these short stanzas is Shachira Nimai, I korere sannyasa. Shachi's Nimai, Mother Sachi, her son is Nimai. Nimai Sunda, then Nimai Pandit, Nimai. Oh, he has taken sannyas. So Shachira Nimai, I korere sannyas. So every verse has this line. It's one line and then this line, like a statement, and then, oh, Sachi's Nimai. Oh, he has taken sannyas. Okay, so the first verse. Vishvambar, the son of Jagannath Mishra, who resides in Navadip. He is expert in logic and feared by hundreds of thousands of scholars. Oh, Shachi's Nimai, he has taken sannyas. His youthful beauty surpasses Cupid. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. Darkness engulfed the whole of Navadip. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. From Keshava Bharati in Katwa, oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. Great waves manifested in an ocean of agitated people. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. The agitated crowd frightened Keshava Bharati. Oh, Sachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. And just in case you don't know who is Keshava Bharati, Keshava Bharati is the one that Nimai approached in Katwa. He approached Keshava Bharati to beg him to give him sannyas. I must take sannyas from you. So this is Keshava Bharati. And here Guru Maharaj describing how the crowds came to object. No, don't give him sannyas. A big uproar. And in Bengal, you can have a big uproar of big crowds. It does happen. So Guru Maharaj saying, the agitated crowd frightened Keshava Bharati. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. A tumult of cries filled the sky. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. His intimate servants slapped their foreheads. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. Those sorrowed by the sorrow of others, those sorrowed by the sorrow of others, scorched by worldly distress, rejoiced. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas, because they know that all of those who are suffering in this world, they will now get relief by Mahaprabhu's taking sannyas. So anyway, Guru Maharaj is showing his sannyas from different viewpoints of different persons there present. All right, next verse, verse 11. He revealed his sannyas as the sun completed its northern course at the time of Makara Sankranti, mid-January, which is actually this year, it's exactly mid-January. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. His beautiful curly hair decorated his smiling moon-like face. But, oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. What joy born of divine love he exhibited as his hair was cut away. Oh, Sachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. Then Krandane akula loka kehava udasa. Shachira Nimai ai korera korere sannyasa. Some people cried in distress. Others became despondent. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. Some became angry. Some were stunned. And some laughed madly. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. Some impudently ran after Keshava Bharati. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. The scholars of Nadia breathed a sigh of relief. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. The women blasphemed providence for creating sannyas. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. His name, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, was revealed. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. His golden form was adorned with beautiful saffron cloth. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. He became a mendicant with staff and water pot in hand. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. Beside the Ganges in Katwa, there was an ecstatic uproar of Krishna. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. And the Bengali for this verse, because you will understand it. So Katwa Gangaya, Krishna, Kola Holo Lasa. Kola Holo is so big sound. Kola Holo and Ulasa, all the way. It arose like a big, big sound. Katwa Gangaya, Krishna, Kola Holo Lasa. Shachira Nimai I Korere Sannyasa. Okay, just 2 or 3 more verses to go. Okay, Bengali again. Papa Aparada Bhiksha Savajiva Pasha Shachira Nimai I Korere Sannyasa. That means he, Mahaprabhu, begged all souls for their sins and offenses. Papa Aparada Bhiksha Savajiva Pasha. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. Then Savajive Jachi Dena Krishna Prema Rasa. He begged from all souls and gave them the ecstasy of Krishna Prema. Oh, Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. Then the last 2 verses. On the first day of the month of Magh in the year 1431 of the Shaka era, O Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. And then Ramananda Das begs for the dust of his holy feet. O Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. Hare Krishna. And Ramananda Das, of course, this is Srila Guru Maharaj referring to himself. That name that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati gave him just before heading to South India for discovering the place of the Ramananda Samvad. And at least I think you all can understand that today Shachi's Nimai has taken sannyas. Hare Krishna. Govinda Govinda. In the Prema Dhamma Deva Stotram also, page number It's verse, I think, 16. I was reading it just a little earlier today. And today, very happily, we've been singing Prema Dharmadeva Stotram to verse 15. Ah, yes, it's just after the Kazi pastime. So I'll read you these two verses too, because they're from Prema Dharmadeva Stotram. Again, Srila Guru Maharaj, in verse form, and this is complicated verse form. Srila Gurudev, he knows Sanskrit, the meters and everything, and he said that this Prema Dharmadeva Meva Naumi Gora Sundaram, this meter, it is a very difficult meter to compose in. And Srila Guru Maharaj composed 70 verses about Mahaprabhu and the essential parts of Mahaprabhu's Leela, as much as can be put into 70 verses. And here there are 2 verses out of 70 dedicated to his sannyas, 16 and 17. So, Laksha Lochana Shuvasha Harsha Kesha Katanang Kotikanta Krishna Kirtanadya Danda Dharanam Nyasi Vesha Savadesha Ha Hutasha Katarang Prema Dhamma Deva Meva Naumi Gaura Sundaram. While showers of tears fell from the eyes of millions, he delighted in having his beautiful hair shaved away. Millions of voices sang the glories of Lord Krishna as Sri Krishna Chaitanya accepted the staff of renunciation, the danda. From that time, wherever he went, whoever saw him in the garment of a sannyasi cried in grief. I offer my obeisances to that beautiful golden Lord, Gauranga Sundar, the divine form of Krishna Prema. And verse 17, newly dressed as a renunciate, the supreme controller of the sannyasis, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, wandered all over the province of West Bengal, purifying the land with the touch of his lotus feet. After accepting the new name, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the Lord rescued the living entities by offering them Krishna's holy names, plural, excuse me. Intoxicated with ecstatic emotions erupting from the deepest plains of dedication's rasas, he appeared like a golden mountain as he continuously ran here and there in every direction. I offer my obeisances to that beautiful golden Lord, Gauranga Sundar, the divine form of Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna. Anyhow, we can understand from what we just read and what we heard also from Devashis Prabhu, that different people understood Mahaprabhu's sannyas in different ways at the time of his taking sannyas. And that also it is natural. Everybody has a different relationship and may see things according to their position. For instance, I mean, it gently brings a smile to our face, the part that the logicians and the scholarly section of Navadip, they were somewhat joyful and they had a sigh of relief. Oh, Nimai Pandit, he's gone to take sannyas. But that is the opposite mood of the devotee residents of Navadip. Srivas Pandit and all, they were heartbroken, headed by, of course, Sachi Devi, Vishnu Priya, Gadadhar Pandit, and Srivas Thakur, all. Then the countless other devotees, the students of Nimai Pandit, who not only appreciated Nimai Pandit as a teacher, but they knew he was giving them the highest thing. Just the rebellious student section, And Gurudev also does point, Gurudev Srila Govinda Maharaj, he does point out that students, they're always rebelling against authority. They always have something to rebel about. And as we hinted at a little while ago, when we mentioned about the crowds came chasing after Bharati Maharaj, and in Golden Volcano and in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we hear that even they threatened to ransack and smash Keshava Bharati's ashram if he will give sannyas to Nimai. So we know that the mass gathering spirit can become very strong everywhere, but Bengal seems to have some little speciality of that. And the students, they had the rebellious student section. They made a big campaign against Mahaprabhu, and they are accusing him very much. And anyhow, Mahaprabhu, but the devotee section who appreciated that Mahaprabhu was giving Krishna after coming back from Gaya, that yes, what he's doing, he's giving everything. And the devotees who already knew that Mahaprabhu, he should be a devotee and is just waiting for him to show his devotional leela rather than his scholarly leela, then those devotees, the actual devotee section of Navadip, they were all completely heartbroken. And so Srila Guru Maharaj, he very much kind of objected that, oh, this will be a celebration. Somebody's in some places in the world, they had arranged some celebration that is a happy day. Oh, Mahaprabhu has taken sannyas. But not from the point of view of those who live in Navadip. And we can consider Srila Guru Maharaj living there, considering himself a resident of Navadip, and this sadness that came all over, that engulfed Navadip, darkness we heard just now in the translation, this darkness that came over Navadip, this is unhappy time for the residents of Navadip. And elsewhere, and I did look a little bit before, but I couldn't find the black and white reference, but certainly Srila Gurudev has on this day talked and said about Mahaprabhu's taking sannyas and leaving Navadip has its parallel with Krishna's leaving from Vrindavan and going to destroy the demons, but nourish the devotees. The petition by Akrura, how he diplomatically got Krishna to come out of Vrindavan, from Vrindavan to Mathura, the strength of his diplomatic dealing was, what about all the devotees there? You must come to them. And Devaki and Vasudev, they are in danger of their lives, and so many others are there, the Yadus, they're all there, and you must come for their benefit. So when Krishna came from Vrindavan, many things are done by one Leela, no doubt. But the parallels of Krishna coming from Vrindavan and of Mahaprabhu, of Nimai Sunda, Gauranga Sunda, coming from Navadip and taking sannyas, in that circumstances he takes sannyas, but it's for delivering the miscreants, like abolishing the miscreants, but in this case, by giving them Krishna prema. So it is also told in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Mahaprabhu's weapons were not a sword and doing many things. Even Krishna didn't use a sword, he used his hands to do so many things. We won't go into all of the killing of the different demons and how they were done. But Mahaprabhu, his weapon was the holy name of the Lord. And he gave the deliverance, the means of deliverance. He gave to everyone the holy names of the Lord. And this is, again, to remind us too, this is what we have come in connection with. And so Mahaprabhu's distribution of love of God, Krishna Prema, of the highest type that has never been given before, then that is the wave in which the world is now flowing, living. And that wave, we have been lucky to catch that wave. It hasn't passed us by. We've heard, we've recognized, we understand, we're trying to do something about that. And that's what Mahaprabhu wants. They're not just coming and giving us a free ticket and, oh, you can come back home and just do all the things you're doing now. No, we come back home clean and pure, come back home healthy, not diseased, but healthy. And so here we are in the world with the wave of Harinam Sankirtan, which has come all over the world. And all of this Harinam Sankirtan, it has come profusely from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and his Leela of traveling himself was shown in India. But through his devotees, then the whole world has got caught into this wonderful opportunity to chant Krishna's name and get out of the distress of the material world. So many ways to see Mahaprabhu's Leela, but let us not forget the heart of the Leela of Mahaprabhu, the heart, his heart, the devotee's heart, and the different kinds of devotees in different moods, their heart. And when so then Mahaprabhu roamed in Raradesh, and it is, I promise you, dear devotees, you may read it in the book, it may look like Radha Desh. It is not, it's Raradesh. It's a D with a dot under. And I promise you, we've heard the name from Gurudev, from Guru Maharaj, it's a Raradesh. The D with a dot under, in the middle of a word is a R. It's a R. It's on the top of the, if you want to be technical, it's an R, which is the one palatal, maybe R. So it's the good example that anybody who's been to Navadip and had breakfast in Navadip knows. We have muri for breakfast. We don't have muddy. We have muri. So it's the same letter. It's Raradesh. This is the not the etiquette. It's the way that the transliteration standard that's been adopted. So he roamed. Mahaprabhu roamed in Raradesh, and then finally, by the tricks of Nityananda, came to the house of Advaita Acharya. Although Mahaprabhu, in his ecstasy that now my life is going to be only for Krishna, so I'm going to go to Vrindavan. And he's heading to Vrindavan, but Nityananda plays tricks. He comes to Katwa, he comes to Shantipur, the home of Advaita Acharya, and a long story short, at Advaita Acharya's home, he stayed for several days, and the devotees essentially wouldn't give him permission to go. And Mahaprabhu, he needs generally permission from the devotees, even though, of course, when he left Navadip to take sannyas, that was a very private and exceptional matter. But anyhow, he stayed for several days in Advaita Acharya's home. But there, very intense prayers by Haridas Thakur and by Gadadhar Pandit and by others too, and by Sachi Mata about, the future. Now you've taken sannyas, and then how will we be able to have your company? How will we be able to keep in touch, etc.? And Haridas Thakur in particular, then at that time, Puri, it was, purely Hindu place, and the non-Hindus were not allowed entrance there, at least not for living, not for staying. And Haridas Thakur, he said, I won't see you again. When you leave from here, and then by this time already it was arranged, planned that Mahaprabhu, he will stay in Puri. Puri will be his base. And so Haridas Thakur, he said, I won't be able to go to Puri. They won't allow me to be there. And then now I've had your association. He was at school with him. He was the same age. They're growing up together, Gadadha Pandit, inseparable from Nimai Pandit. And so like the very heartfelt, his mood that, oh, I'll never be able to have your association again. And Mahaprabhu then pacified him and said, Gadadha, I will make a special request to Jagannath to give you a place in Puri. And so Mahaprabhu himself arranged, you can say with Jagannath, but he arranged the place which became famously known as the Siddha Bokul in Jagannath Puri, a place close to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's own residence, where he had his particular place, the Gambhira in Jagannath Puri. And of course, Sachi Mata's meeting with Mahaprabhu in Advaita Acharya's house, very intense. All of these are heart leela. It's not history from a history book and just writing down some dates and say, oh, this is the life of this great person, this is the life of another person. It's all filled with heart. And you hear Guru Maharaj, you hear Gurudev, you hear them describing these pastimes, and it's all heart coming from them. So please do hear them, because we can. Hare Krishna. Yes, Devashis Prabhu. And the coldest day of the year would be my experience. We'd notice on this day, nowadays, I do not know, the weather's changing, everyone says different things. I did see, though, that it was 11 degrees in Navadip, which is kind of a little cold, especially if there's a breeze. I mean, for Navadip, it doesn't have insulation and everything else. It's sort of cold. And the Ganges can be quite cold. Remember, it's coming down from the Himalayas and crossing northern India. So to swim across the Ganges from the Mayapur side, the Antadeep side, over to the Kola Deep side, over to what's now Navadip town, and then go up from there to Katwa, then it is difficult today. I mean, it's a cold time, and to swim across the Ganges is further than it looks, dear devotees. If you're not a strong swimmer, don't try. It is further than it looks, and you'll be surprised if you swim across the Ganges, how far down, if you just go straight and don't try to battle the current, you end up quite a long way down the river. We know these things. And in those days, the Ganges was deeper, bigger. We know it. We know it from Guru Maharaj, from the early part of the 20th century, that it was much bigger than it is now. So a long swim across the current of the flowing cold Ganges to the other side, on what really we would noticeably think, this is so cold this morning, when we would get up, and then we remember Siddhanti Maharaj and other devotees, especially I'm thinking of Siddhanti Maharaj, because he would be wrapped up with the cold, like not with modern jackets, and like we are wearing now a modern jacket and so many things, but he'd be wrapped up, with layers of saffron cloth and socks, different socks and different quantities of socks on different feet, things like it. And he's the only person I ever saw wearing different socks for a long time. And then I started seeing devotees wearing different socks. Then I thought, they're imitating. Are they imitating? Because devotees do we've seen it, they do imitate others sometimes. And but then when I came actually out from India to the West, I saw it's kind of a fashion to wear to wear two different socks. And I did, even in my mind now, did Siddhanti Maharaj start that fashion? But in the winter time, he would be well wrapped up with all his socks and everything. Hare Krishna. Oh dear, I've been chatting away a lot. Hare Krishna. And look at all
That's why we tune in. We would like to hear from you.
all of you beautiful devotees. Govinda Nandini Didi joined us from Brazil too. Jai Jai. It's my exclamation mark because first time I've seen her since coming back from Brazil in this last year. And by the way, we've definitely got to give much credit to our translators, and Chaitanya Moy is translating for Brazil for the Portuguese section. Though Govinda Nandini knows very good English, she knows the original English, but the full work of simultaneous translation by Chaitanya Maharaj and by Suresh Krishna Prabhu for the Russian speaking section. So very much appreciated your hard work. And oops, and a week ago Suresh was in minus 27 degrees and now it's very warm. It's minus 12 degrees. So it's a warm day in Resegne. Let's see. Hare Krishna. And oh, there are a lot of chats in the chat box. Are you keeping up with the chats, Devashis Prabhu?
No, Maharaj, I'm not.
No, mine. Indu Bala sending her obeisances, or going back Danake, sending obeisances. And the translators, okay, have the text, Scarlet Rom, Hare Krishna, Seva Rupa, obeisances to you all and naming you, Devashis. Dear translators, okay, this is from Rajasundari. A poem, a ballad. Ah, yes, that's a ballad. Okay. I'll think about that one. And from Premadama, okay, Premadama Deva Stotram, this is the verses. And Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu put the Sannyas. Oh, that's in Russian? Okay. And Tongarasa Didi is given Sri Nimai Sannyas, the link for today. Yes, perfect. Many thanks for that. It's very helpful for the devotees. And do remember that, or at least on my computer, once the Zoom goes, the links and everything in the chat box goes. So if there's anything here that you need to copy, I see this is the verse, then please do copy and paste it so that you don't lose it. And I see that Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu's given another Russian link, or to the Premadama Deva Stotram, and Tangarasadiri to the Premadama Deva. Okay, very efficient. All right. Much appreciate. And then Brajasundari mentioning that she go, and she's a busy lady with lots of responsibilities. So we're always indebted for her diligence at arranging so many things, including this Zoom. By her smart technology, we're able to do this translation, have this opportunity to do the translation and to do the Zooms, etc. So much appreciated. And Krishna Keshava, 0 degrees here in Chicago. But you're in Chicago and we don't know whether you're talking about Fahrenheit, which nobody uses, I think, except America, or centigrade. We've been talking about centigrade, which most of the civilized world uses. Hare Krishna. But America will catch up one day. And Maria, you're all the way up to probably minus 16 in Iowa. Oh my goodness. Anyway, minus 16, whether it's Fahrenheit or centigrade, that's pretty cold. Anyway, dear devotees, heat, cold, happiness, distress, we have to go on and tolerate this world. And for what? For making our life successful. We've been given this opportunity by some causeless grace, so let us not lose this opportunity by our own stupidity, our own insincerity, by our own stupidity means also allowing ourselves to like hear wrong things, do wrong things. We just have to try to be careful in how we proceed in this world. If we invite danger, don't be surprised if danger jumps in and has its play. Like we mentioned, I don't know if it was on the London Zoom, but we did mention recently about about Mahaprabhu saying not to read Shankaracharya's commentary. Then Mahaprabhu said that. And then sometimes our sweet devotees, inquisitive, go to read Shankaracharya's commentary. So, unfortunately, we've had very, good devotees ruined by that. But we can say that's our weakness to be tempted to think, I wonder what's there. When none other than Mahaprabhu, or no one less than Mahaprabhu, means the Supreme Lord himself has already said, don't. And none other than Rupa Goswami, speaking on Mahaprabhu's behalf, said, don't keep bad association. Don't hear Gramya Katha. Don't speak Gramya Katha. These non-devotional things. I mean, we've got some pretty clear direction from some pretty good authority. So let us try to do the right thing in this lifetime, and then we really will see it's a super beautiful time, super wonderful time. And Mahaprabhu's sannyas is, in one sense, the root of all of this Krishna consciousness, spread of Krishna consciousness. Mahaprabhu himself, then after taking sannyas, after being in Advaita Acharya's house, going to Puri, and then he himself is crisscrossing South India, and then later North India, and then his agents in due course of time, crisscrossing the world. All right, dear ones, it's time to continue, for you to continue your days, your evenings, and for us also to continue here. And tomorrow, Jai Gauranga Prabhu is going to continue to London. So all of you London devotees, be on your best behavior. He's expecting nothing but the perfect example from every one of you. We've already told him, there you're going to get very good association. So now, please live up to your to the expectations. And he'll live up to your expectations, because I've already informed you that he's trained up devotee and he wants to serve. He's wearing saffron. He wants to serve 25 hours a day. He's heard that. But we'll do some bargaining for, half an hour less maybe. Okay, West London, we didn't give you a chance to say anything this week except hello. Very sorry. And I know you've got plenty to say also. But we're happily with you. Do you have the heating on?
Yes, we do, but not blasting, just enough to keep the chill off.
Okay. You don't have a wood fire, do you? It's London. No wood fires anymore, no coal fires.
But Mahaprabhu keep us on our feet, busy in service, so that keep us warm.
Yes. The fire, we heard in the reading of Devashis Prabhu, Nimai Sundar, his fire of the heat of his eagerness to get to Katwa, then he didn't notice the cold in that cold day of swimming and going up to Katwa, which is, I was trying to think about, maybe 35 kilometers, something like that from Navadip. I'm not sure. Google Maps will tell you exactly, but giving you some idea. All right, Devashis Prabhu, I'm passing the microphone back to you, and I have kind of chatted on a little bit.
So much Jai. Jam Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sunda Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Jam Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai. Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Rupan Nuga Grubhagya ki Jai. Prem Sagaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Sri Vasadi Sri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Jai Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai. Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai. All the world devotees ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo.
Okay, my microphone is off. Jai Shri Devashis Prabhu ki Jai. All of our senior section of devotees, I see Kum David, I see ki Jai, but all of the senior section of devotees who are with us. And Anna just joined us, and we hear that Anna's going to be visiting to Vila Govinda Ashram soon. So very welcome. But to all of, not only the senior devotees, headed by the senior devotees, to all of the Vaishnavas present here, big Jais, and to Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda, all Vaishnavas everywhere. Our humble obeisances to you and to them all. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. All right, wonderful. Have a successful Seva week, and we'll see you soon.